Kittery Trading Post, an outdoor tradition since 1938, proudly presents Big Woods Adventures TV. With your hosts, Hal Blood, Chris Dalty, and Sam and Ruth McEwen.
Hi, I'm Chris Dalty.
And I'm Hal Blood.
Welcome to Big Woods Adventures TV. Hey, this week's show, we're going to send a cameraman along with Hal on his 2011 Ontario hunt. And guess what? Gets another big buck. Not surprised, though.
Get your popcorn and stay tuned. We'll show you some action. Kev, do these binoculars make my belly look fat? Been snug as a bug in a rug in my beagle wear.
Got into me here, I was useless.
I don't know, he must be an older buck. But he's got good foot there.
Getting there.
Had a log truck pull out in front of us. They do things a little different up here. They slash everything to 8-foot lengths and they load it on the truck sideways because it all goes to pulp up the mill in town. And out at the beginning of the logging road, they got these big round roller things there, and they're spring loaded, I think, and the truck drives through them and it straightens all the logs out, makes them real even.
This week's episode of Big Woods Adventures TV is being brought to you by Kittery Trading Post, outfitters with style since 1938.
So what I want to tell you about in this whole story of this hunt is, you know, you could see the hunt we did the first day. We went all day, tracked all day, and things just didn't work out right. This was the polar opposite. I picked up that buck at noontime, and I killed the buck at 1 o'clock, had a fire, had a sandwich, and got warmed up in between. So sometimes it can happen that quick. So there's several lessons I like to teach in that as we went along. One is, keep hunting till you find your track. It doesn't matter if it's noontime, 1 o'clock, 2, 3 o'clock, there's always a chance. A lot of people think, well, geez, I haven't found a track this morning, I'll never catch up to them. Well, doesn't mean you won't catch up to them. Sometimes you might. I've cut tracks before late in the day that the buck had just gone by and made them. Don't give up on it. Do your scouting, keep moving around. If you travel all day, you're likely to find a track. So that's one lesson, keep on them. Another lesson is, you really got to know how to age your tracks. I'm quite sure most people wouldn't have been able to tell that track was made in the night as opposed to any other night. It was just so subtle of a difference. I actually had trouble when it got in with other tracks. I had to just go along until it cut back out of the other tracks where I could figure it out. But I stayed with it till I caught up to them and bumped into them. Granted, I didn't have to go a long ways. Again, got lucky. It's nice to have luck sometimes. Another lesson is, I've always taught people, if you let these bucks relax after you jump them, there's a better chance of getting them. They're not going to be as spooked. I'm going to show you right in the show. That's what happened. Had a fire, got warmed up, had a sandwich, got right back in the game after a half an hour, and I think Kev told me on the timeline on the camera was about 10 minutes after we left the fire that I killed that buck. Now the story. He went out there, he relaxed because we didn't run after him, and he went over and he'd actually laid down. He went out in that cutting up on that knob and laid down. He'd got up. I don't know if he heard us coming, saw a flicker of us or what it was, but he didn't run off. He just wanted to get out of there again. Part of this plays in with this is it's a late season hunt. It was December 8th, I think, and the bucks are tired. This buck was pretty run down. No fat on it. He was tired. All he wanted to do was eat and sleep. You know, that ties into it. It's a lot easier to catch up to them that time of year. You know, they don't seem to travel as far. So there's quite a few lessons to be learned in the hunt. So anyways, I hope you enjoy it, learn something from it, and enjoy it. Getting a fire going for Kev, his fingers are cold. We just picked up a track coming out of one of these cuts. It had just been made like during the snow this morning. We got snow just around daylight. Now it's cleared up. Cut a real big track. Hard to follow, got mixed in with water, but just enough of an edge on it to be able to stay with it. Come through one piece of woods, come out in the cut, fed on a little cedar, come back in this bottom, and he was going that way, but I don't know if he bedded down, but he turned and he came up this steep knoll and he was feeding right here. So when we come around on his track, we bumped into him. He wasn't bedded, he was up feeding, but he was in this edge because he heard us coming around there. But so, gonna have a sandwich. Get our fingers warmed up. It's about not very warm. Be down towards 0. The wind's blowing into the cuts and it's pretty cold. So we'll give the old boy a few minutes, settle him down, eat a sandwich, warm up a little bit. We'll go after him. My special matches. U.S. military issue. Waterproof. Good thing to carry. They got a good flame to them. Oop. Windproof, waterproof. Little birch bark there and some fir limbs. Just takes a minute to get warmed up. My grandfather taught me this little trick when I was a kid rabbit hunting. We didn't have warm clothes back then. So we had some fires in the woods. We toast our sandwich, have a nice warm sandwich. Fire, man's best friend. We've got some good wind. Still pretty noisy going, but with any luck, we'll catch up to him in the right place. We might get a whack at him. Good Lord might shine down on us today. Built a fire, got warmed up, toasted my sandwich, and after that, Kev stayed with me. He had his helmet camera on and you know, his other camera too. We started on the track. Didn't go, that buck probably ran 100 yards, slowed down, started walking, walked through this piece of woods and up to the edge of the cut, and stopped. He probably heard us making a fire. He was probably no more than 200 yards from us when we were building the fire. Then he walked another 7,500 yards out into the cut, and he stood around for quite a while. I could see by the tracks where he just kind of paced and stood there. Then he took a few jumps out in the cut and then started walking again. Stay tuned for some more Big Woods Adventures TV.
BigWoodsBucks.com, your source to learn the secrets of tracking and stalking big game in the big woods of Maine. Visit BigWoodsBucks.com for all Big Woods Bucks products and information. Check out the new line of Beagle wool outerwear, designed by Hal and sewn by Beagle to be lightweight, with a limited bulk, simple design. A removable orange vest makes it perfect for all seasons and locations. At BigWoodsBucks.com, you'll also find books and DVDs. The Big Woods team is pleased to announce the Real Deal series of hunting videos with their first full-length moose hunting DVD, the Real Deal Series Moose Volume 1, an action-packed hunting DVD blended with the education to understand the moose and the hunt. With Big Woods Bucks, it ain't about the rack, it's about the track. BigWoodsBucks.com.
Built a fire, got warmed up, toasted my sandwich, and after that, Kev stayed with me. He had his helmet camera on and you know, his other camera too. We started on the track. Didn't go, that buck probably ran 100 yards. Slowed down, started walking, walked through this piece of woods and up to the edge of the cut, and stopped. He probably heard us making a fire. He was probably no more than 200 yards from us when we were building the fire. Then he walked another 7,500 yards out into the cut, and he stood around for quite a while. I could see by the tracks where he just kind of paced and stood there. Then he took a few jumps out in the cut and then started walking again. And he probably didn't go more than a couple of hundred yards in the cut. He went down over a knoll, around one side and up another knoll. And when I come up over that knoll, I was going slow and peeking up over, and I saw him coming up out of the poplar brush on the ravine on the other side of the knoll. And that's when I got my chance. I motioned to Kev to get the camera running.
Nice. You hear it? Boy, what a beautiful buck.
There he is. That's a beautiful Ontario buck right there. Them dark horns, heavy. He's an 8 with 2 stickers on his brow there. And I tried to give you enough time to get the camera on. I pointed it out to you, and then I had the bead on him, and I was waiting because he was looking right towards us there. I didn't want to take too much time for him to bolt, so we got the job done. So I'm happy. And my first buck of the year, December 10th. I haven't been able to hunt a lot. Been guiding and stuff like that, so I got my chance. He had probably had laid down and come back, then he come back on his track kind of, went up on this little knob, and we didn't even know we had jumped it. We were still trying to work the old track, and where I shot this buck here, we're probably only, as the crow flies back across there, it isn't a quarter of a mile from where we jumped him, had the fire, got my trigger finger warmed up, and So that's it. Sometimes it's quick and sometimes it's long, but no matter what, it's a lot of fun. So,
hey, that was an awesome hunt, bud. Wish I could have been there. But
yeah.
you know, one thing I picked up on that Hal said, and we do this all the time, and I would suggest that you try it too, is we pay attention to the weather. If we get up during the night for whatever reason, we're always looking out the window, because it makes a difference to know that that squall came through between 5 and 6. Because he kind of could age the track that way. Sometimes it's difficult, like he said, but a lot of factors help along with that. So
yeah, you got to always pay attention. I look at the weather. I calculate in what it did the day before, how cold it was. It tells you a lot about the age of a track. You know, a lot of times we had that old snow. After that day, we spent a few more days. Steve come back, and we spent a few more days hunting. And by the end of it, there was 15 days worth of tracks and no new snow on it. You literally had to feel each track. If you got confused, you'd have to feel the track once it was fresh to see if it was loose, because tracks for several days would look almost identical. Yeah. So it was challenging, but we got through it. We had some snow to hunt on, had a good time. I got a few days to hunt, which made my year, so...
Yeah.
Anyways.
Hey, I thought I saw that scenery looked pretty familiar to me.
It did?
Where was that? I think I've been there before.
Yeah, I thought I shot Woody's buck.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I picked that track up about 100 yards from where Chris had missed a buck when him and Kev were out there in November hunting. He hit a limb right at the end of his barrel and missed a big one, but he looked at the rack. He said his was bigger, but I don't know.
I'm always going to say that.
I bet he'll run back in there before I can get there next year, though.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, anyways, thanks for joining us this week on Big Woods Adventures TV.
And as always, God bless and good luck on the trail.
Thanks for watching.
The Lord was shining on us today.
Please support the following sponsors. Their support helps bring Big Woods Adventures TV to you each Sunday morning. Kittery Trading Post, outfitters with style since 1938.